Let me take you somewhere. Not metaphorically, historically. Before philosophy had textbooks, before temples had names, before science separated the observer from the observed, there was a small group of explorers we now call the ṛishis. And they weren't trying to invent belief systems. They were doing something far more interesting. They were running experiments on consciousness itself. Through breath control, sound, fasting, and deep attention, they entered altered states where reality didn't feel solid. It felt structured, patterned, rhythmic. And what they perceived didn't come as images first. It came as sound. Those perceptions became the Vedas, composed roughly between 1500 and 500 BCE, the oldest surviving body of recorded human knowledge. And here's the key. The word Veda doesn't mean story. It means knowledge discovered. Inside those texts lies the earliest seed of what we now call the chakra system, not as mysticism, but as mapping. Truth 1. The Vedic discovery. One of the oldest hymns in the Rig Veda describes the cosmos as a wheel, a chakra, turning through space and time, a wheel with 12 spokes, a system governed by motion, rhythm, and return. What's fascinating is what happened next. That same word, chakra, later becomes the term for rotating centers of activity inside the human body. To the early Vedic explorers, this wasn't metaphor. There was no hard boundary between the movement of the stars and the movement of awareness. The chakra system begins here, as an internal continuation of cosmology, the macrocosm and the microcosm mirroring each other. Truth 2. The Upanishadic upgrade. Around 800 BCE, the Upanishads push the investigation deeper. Instead of asking, "What is the universe?" they ask, "What is the experiencer made of?" They describe a subtle body threaded with channels called nadis, pathways for prana, or life force. Some texts describe 101 channels radiating from the heart. Others expand that to 72,000. And at the center runs the Susumna, a vertical axis aligned with the spine. This is a major moment in human history. Awareness itself is treated as a system, with structure, flow, and failure modes. Truth 3. Energy meets consciousness. As Vedic thought evolves into yoga and tantra, the system gains a new language. Consciousness becomes Shiva, still observing. Energy becomes Shakti, dynamic, creative. Texts describe Kundalini, a latent potential coiled at the base of the spine. When activated, it rises through the central channel, passing through distinct nodes, the chakras, producing profound shifts in perception. This wasn't framed as escape from the body. It was framed as full system activation. Truth 4. Sound comes first. Each chakra is associated with a bija mantra, a seed sound, because the Vedic worldview held that sound precedes form. Reality condenses from vibration. Modern physics echoes this in a different dialect. Matter as oscillating fields, particles as frequency patterns. Different language, similar intuition. Truth 5. The subtle body has hardware. Each chakra aligns with a major physiological center: survival and adrenal response, reproduction and creativity, digestion and agency, immune regulation and empathy, expression and metabolism, cognition and perception, and circadian rhythm and light sensitivity. Modern medicine calls these endocrine hubs. Ancient yogis described them as gears of consciousness. Different tools, same system. Truth 6. Frequency, not fantasy. The Vedas describe reality as śabda Brahman, the universe as vibration. Today, neuroscience and physics talk about brain waves, coherence, resonance, synchronization. Researchers like Hiroshi Motoyama and Valerie Hunt explored early measurements of subtle biofields, noting distinct electrical and frequency signatures during altered states. This is not settled science, but it's not nonsense either. It sits right where new paradigms tend to emerge. Truth 7. Geometry of awareness. Each chakra is visualized as a lotus with a specific number of petals. These numbers aren't decorative. They point toward harmonics, ratios, and symmetry. The same patterns seen in acoustics, crystallography, and even neural networks. In this view, the nervous system is a living geometric instrument. Truth 8. A psychological ladder. Western psychology eventually circles back to a similar shape. Maslow's hierarchy mirrors a vertical ascent from survival to transcendence. Carl Jung describes the chakras as a symbolic system of transformation, a roadmap for integrating instinct, identity, and awareness. Not escape, integration. Truth 9. Not just India. Similar energy maps appear across cultures: Chinese Dantian, Hebrew Sephirot, Greek Pneuma, Egyptian Ka and Ba. Different civilizations, same discovery. Life is layered frequency seeking coherence. Now zoom out. Here's why this matters. The chakra system isn't telling you what to believe. It's offering a model where the body is an interface, balance is functional, and awareness evolves through alignment, not accumulation. When one center dominates, systems destabilize. When coherence emerges, intelligence flows. Modern research into heart-brain coherence is now measuring what ancient texts described poetically as anahata, the unstruck sound. And here's the investable insight. The chakra system isn't ancient superstition. It's an early operating system for human awareness, built through observation, iteration, and lived experiment. If future technologies converge on biofeedback, neuroresonance, field-aware architecture, and consciousness engineering, this ancient map stops being philosophical and starts looking foundational. The same forces that move galaxies move through you, not metaphorically, structurally. So the real question isn't whether the system is true. The real question is, what happens when modern tools finally catch up to ancient observations? That's where explorers and investors should be paying attention. Thanks for tuning in to The Conscious Vibe. If this sparked something, like, share, or send it to someone you know. And don't forget to subscribe for deeper drops, sharper insights, and future-shaping ideas. Hit subscribe. Stay curious. We're all flying through space together. The future belongs to the conscious. See you in the next one. The Conscious Vibe, where science meets the sacred.